This week is yet again another busy and very important week we have upon us. I'm going to be discussing what Congress will be doing this week in regards to the stimulus package, also another bill they must get passed this week, and what Nancy Pelosi said just a short time ago in regards to the stimulus package. I also do want to talk about a new $500 check that was just approved for about 800,000 low-income individuals, including Social Security beneficiaries. We have a lot to cover in this video, so let's get into it right away. But if you're new here, or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as information is changing very, very rapidly right now. There is so much going on out there, but don't worry, I'm doing all the research. I distill it all down into these short videos so that you can get all the latest updates as quickly as possible in these videos, which I deliver a few times throughout the day. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you being part of this community. Welcome. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get right into the update. All right, so one quick side note here. I quickly want to talk about this. I talked about it yesterday, and I'll give you a quick update as far as what's going on today. Now, this is in regards to that trucker convoy on the United States and Canadian border that was blocking that bridge. Well, as of yesterday morning, authorities were given the green light to go in and start removing some of the people and, of course, some of the vehicles. Well, now, as of today and as of earlier this morning, authorities were now given the go-ahead to go in and start removing/arresting these people. So, kind of interesting how this whole situation escalated so quickly when it seemed to be totally fine for, a week and a half, however long they've been there. Now, all of a sudden, it's escalated a lot. So, anyway, wanted to give you a quick update, what was going on with that as of today, since things started to escalate a little bit more as of yesterday, and now this is kind of where we stand. Now, also, we've also been hearing a little bit about a potential trucker convoy here in the United States as well, potentially starting as early as today, making their way across the country. Now, according to the most recent reports that I've been seeing, they've been saying, oh, don't worry, it's probably not going to happen anymore. So, it's kind of interesting how yesterday they were saying, it's going to start tomorrow, and now today they're saying, don't worry, it's not happening. So, again, only time will tell, just like so many other things out there right now. But anyway, wanted to give you a quick update on that as well. All right, so let's quickly talk about the bill that must get passed this week by Congress. So this is actually the continuing resolution that was passed last week by the House of Representatives. I believe it was on Tuesday, late afternoon, that was passed by the House of Representatives. Now, this has been sitting there waiting for the Senate to pass it, and they must get it done by the end of this week. Otherwise, yes, we go into a government shutdown at the end of the night on Friday. So that date is coming fast here, and the Senate must get that passed sometime this week. Now, according to the consensus, everything that's going on, what I've been hearing, it looks like this should be no problem to get it passed, but you never know. There's always some kind of snag at the very end. There's so many times that we see this happen where they say, oh yeah, we're good to go, we'll pass it, no problem at all. And then sure enough, the 11th hour, something comes in and they say, just kidding, we're not voting for it, right? So again, that has to happen this week, otherwise we could potentially be going into a government shutdown. Now, this is going to extend out the spending for the federal government out until March 11th, when we'll need to go through this exact same process once again in 3 weeks. So yeah, right? Nice how they continue to pass these longer term bills, not 3 weeks. So anyway, just want to lay that out there for you and let you know what's going on with that. But it looks like they do have a longer term funding agreement that would likely be put in place and get us through the rest of the fiscal year, which is September 30th, which is the fiscal year. The end of it anyway, I should say. So, of course, I'll continue to keep you posted on that. Please don't worry about it. There's nothing to worry about right now. I'll keep you posted. So please don't lose any sleep over that. Honestly, there's nothing to worry about with it. They will get something done. They always do. Well, not always, but for the most part, they always do. And please don't worry about it. All right, so let's quickly talk about Congress and the stimulus package, as well as then we can get into talking about what Nancy Pelosi said just a short time ago about the stimulus package. So now, here we have once again, this great divide throughout Congress. And it's not the dividing between the parties, but rather division division between the Democratic Party. Is it because I'm singling them out? Nope, I'm not singling them out because it's a reconciliation bill, so it's all eyes on Democrats. But basically it comes down to the moderates or semi-moderates versus the progressives. So progressives still have this great idea in their mind that they want to get this package done by March 1st, which is when the president will be having the State of the Union address in front of Congress. Well, I'm sorry, but that's only a couple weeks away from now. That's only like 2 weeks away from when that's actually going to be happening, March 1st. So the likelihood of that happening is honestly pretty slim, but whether it actually gets done or not, they still want to have substantial progress on this actual Build Back Better agenda or the newly revised skinny portion of the bill so that the president has something to lean on and the president has something to actually, tout during the State of the Union address on March 1st. So we'll see what they actually get done here. But again, there's this great division between many people throughout Congress right now. A lot of the different senators are not really coming together and agreeing. A lot of the people throughout the House, again, are not even coming together agreeing on this. But the major division that we have right now is just trying to figure out what do they want to add into this roughly $1 trillion skinny bill, according to the recent reports. So again, there's many different things out there right now, but they do want to get something done on this whole thing and at least have something that the president can lean on during the State of the Union address in about 2 weeks or so. So again, we'll watch that closely. But again, they'll be back at it this week, working very, very slowly, guaranteed, at a snail's pace. This week they will be working on it, and hopefully we'll get some kind of resolution or at least some kind of clarity on what they actually want to get done this week, or at least what they want to add into the package. That sure would be nice. Now, at the same time, Nancy Pelosi was out just a short time ago in an interview talking about the Build Back Better agenda. Now, we can debate that one as well, simply because Joe Manchin about, 2 months ago now came out and basically said the Build Back Better agenda, it's done. It's not coming back. It is over. Game over. Close the books on it. It's not coming back. But the president, Nancy Pelosi, and a variety of other people continue to think that it's still going to be happening. Well, we already know that that version of the bill is probably not going to get anywhere, but rather a little kind of like tamed down version of that bill likely will be happening at some point. But Nancy Pelosi was out just a short time ago saying that it is not fair what Joe Manchin is saying about what they're currently doing right now, leading to further inflation. In fact, Nancy Pelosi said it is exactly the opposite of that. Rather, she's calling on what they're doing right now to actually lower inflation. So I'd really love to hear from many of you here in the community. Do you think what they are currently doing right now is going to increase inflation even more, or do you think it's going to lower inflation? Now, I'm not here to give you my opinions. I'm not here to persuade anybody. I honestly want to know, do you think what they're currently doing, their policies that they have in place right now, is leading to inflation? Do you think inflation is going up? Or do you think what they are doing right now is leading to actually lower inflation? Again, I'd love to see what you have to say about all this. I'm kind of curious. Nancy Pelosi said what they're doing is lowering inflation, and meanwhile, Joe Manchin was out just the other day on Thursday, and he said we cannot do the stimulus package or the Build Back Better agenda. We cannot add more fuel to an economy that is already on fire. So again, I'm kind of curious to hear what you have to say. Everybody has their own perspective. Everybody has their own opinions. It doesn't really matter. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions and their perspectives. So I'm kind of curious what many of you in this community think. Do you think it's leading to more inflation? Do you think inflation is going up? Or do you think inflation is going down? In other words, do you think you're paying more at the stores, or do you think you're paying less when you go out to the stores? So again, I'm curious to hear what you have to say down below, only if you're comfortable doing so. If you're not comfortable sharing, that's totally fine too. I completely respect that. No problem at all. Just for those of you who may be interested in sharing, I'd love to hear your feedback on that down below. All right, so anyway, that was some of the remarks out of Nancy Pelosi a short time ago. So again, they're really pushing to get this thing done, or at least portions of it, something by that March 1st deadline or line in the sand. But also Nancy Pelosi and as well as the president have not really subscribed to any necessary deadline on this package. But again, that was just the line in the sand that was put there by progressives about maybe 2 weeks ago or so. Also, let's quickly talk about this $500 check that was just approved. Now again, as I've said in previous other videos, sometimes these programs pop up in certain different states. counties, locations, they focus on certain groups of people. So a lot of times that these programs that are showing up right now do not include everybody across the entire country. However, they are showing up pretty widespread across multiple different states right now. Now that we're officially in the tax filing season, all of these states are sitting on billions and billions of dollars, and they have no clue what to do with it. So they're spending it on really funny projects, and they're also giving a little teeny tiny scrap back to the people in the form of a tax rebate. So this is the latest state to announce it, and this is out of the state of Maine. So if you're located in the state of Maine, you might want to check this one out. You may want to pay attention to this, because in the state of Maine, they're going to be giving 800,000 or thereabout 800,000 people in the state of Maine a $500 one-time tax rebate check. Now remember, this is not monthly. This is just a one-time check. Now, this is actually going to be expanding on the previous parameters that they had last year. So apparently last year they sent out a check as well that did not include people who were maybe retired, receiving Social Security, people like this, pensioners, stuff like this. It did not include those individuals. However, this time they're including these individuals, which will include an additional 275,000 individuals versus what they actually included last year. So according to what it looks like, last year they sent out checks to about 525,000 people, and now this year they're going to send it out to 800,000 people, the 525 plus the 275 that were not included last time, including those individuals receiving Social Security. Like I said, Social Security, benefits, pensioners, stuff like this. So again, if you're in the state of Maine, you probably want to do a little bit more research on this, see what you can do to grab this money, but this money is coming from your state, not the federal government. So I would guess, again, I did not see evidence of this, but I would guess in order to get this money, you probably need to file a state tax return. But again, that's I did not see confirmation of that, but based on how all the other states are doing this, that's typically how they determine your eligibility, is you file a state tax return, and then they say, oh, look, John Smith here qualifies for $500 because, his situation is XYZ, whatever. And of course, I made up the name John Smith. I know that's probably someone's real name, but I'm just saying, I just made that name up. Sorry, I should have said John Doe. But again, that's probably somebody's name as well. But my point is, it's just a made up name. So I'm not calling out anybody here from the community. But anyway, if you're in the state of Maine, please look into this. If you can get $500 as a one-time check, it's better than nothing. It's not much. It's only a one-time payment, but it's certainly better than absolutely nothing. So again, check that out in your state. And again, this is not accounting advice. It's not tax advice. It's not financial advice in any way at all. I'm just trying to do what I can with the research that I have to let you know what is out there, what money is on the table, and what you can possibly grab. So these are the updates I have for you as of right now. Yeah, there's a lot going on out there. In fact, I have some more things cooking on the back burner right now. It's a simmering out there, and I'll be back for you in a little while here. It should be done simmering, as in, I'm sorry, it's not a very funny metaphor, but you know what I'm saying. I have some more information that I want to talk about in the next video a little bit later. So, hope you're having a nice day so far. Enjoy your day. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other 2,100 videos right here on the channel. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. And I'll catch you again a little bit later in the next update. Enjoy, and thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate your continued support. And please remember, I am right here by your side every single day as your one and only daily advocate, as that is my commitment to you and this community as a whole. All right, enough out of me. I apologize, and I will see you again later in the next